Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, I cannot believe the holiday season is almost over. So that means we need to start thinking about what we're going to start reading next year. Can you believe it's time for that already? Well, it's time, so let's get into it. Before we do, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. Can y'all see this furry felon right here? There's a felon in my lap. He's going to aggravate the fool out of me the whole time we're talking, but I don't blame him, y'all. We've been working all day. We're tired. We've still got work to do, but I said, you know what? We're going to sit on the floor. We're going to talk to our friends about some books, and then we'll get some work done later. So let's get into this, y'all. What are y'all going to start reading come New Year? Well, actually, I guess I'm assuming facts, not in evidence. Are you starting new reading projects in the new year? Are you still reading books that you didn't finish this year? What you got on tap for the new year? So I am finishing up my Christmas reads, and I'm going to start not Christmas reads starting soon now, probably in the next couple of days. And I have a whole pile of books that I want to talk about reading. So let me get rid of this felon. Bo, go lay down. Go on, go lay down. And let's talk about some books. So y'all know that over Christmas, I fell in love with Lucy Score, completely by accident. So what happened was, I got recommended a horrible book called Wreck the Halls. Y'all, it was just, okay, it wasn't horrible, it was just bad. It was just bad. But I fell for an ad. I went on Amazon and found Wreck the Halls, and it was this cute little, I fell for it because it was this cute little thing. Y'all, look at that cute book cover. I know. Anyway, so I bought this on Amazon. I mostly judged the book by its cover, but when I got this down at, you know how on Amazon down at the bottom it says, oh, if you like this, you might like these 15 other books. Well, thank goodness I didn't know that I wasn't going to like this, because when I bought this, I also bought The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. So I started reading The Christmas Fix and realized that it was the second book in a series. So then I backed up and read the first book and then read the second book, and fell absolutely in love with Lucy Score's writing, her characters, the whole thing. So now I'm a Lucy Score fan, and it's time to read another one of her books. Here's the conundrum, y'all. I have owned Things We Never Get Over. I've owned this forever. Have not read word one. I don't know why, but I feel like I've heard, I don't know anything about what it's about at all, but I feel like I've heard people talk about that it's sad. And now here is my concern. I really like Lucy Score's characters. Like, I get really happy when they're happy, and I get annoyed when they're annoyed. And I don't think anything sad, well, the other two books that I read of hers, they were like not sad books. So there was no situation in which the character got sad, and so I don't know what happens to me when Lucy Score's characters get sad, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little bothersome to me. So here's my question. I know some of y'all have read this book. Is this sad? Because I think I have, the next one is pink, right? I have this one, and I think I have the next one, which is pink. Things We Never Get Over, and then maybe Things We Left Behind. Is that right? I think I have that one as well. If this is sad, y'all let me know. If this is sad, I'm going to read this instead. Now this one, Riley, Thorne, and the Dead Guy Next Door, is also Lucy Score. And there are a few books, and Lucy Score has a bunch of like duologies and trilogies. She doesn't write the 15 book series like some authors we know. Anyway, this I think is Riley Thorne, I assume is the main character. I think is female and lives in maybe an apartment complex or something. I'm assuming it's an apartment with a bunch of old folks, and her mom is a tarot card reader, and like Riley is having these, I don't know if they're dreams or like visions or premonitions or just like sense like something, and her mom thinks that they're premonitions. So it just sounds completely zany. So I have this, and look, and it's yellow. Y'all love when I hold up yellow books because it makes me green. Anyway, I could read Riley, Thorne, and The Dead Guy Next Door. So let me know if Things We Never Got Over is sad, and we'll put that off for a little while longer and read this instead. So we got those. Malibu Rising, y'all know how I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I feel like I got this book a bazillion forevers ago, but I think when I got it, I knew that it was about, is this one about a has-been? Okay, I think it's either about something about somebody having a big party in Malibu, or a has-been movie star, or maybe a has-been movie star having a party in Malibu. I really don't know, but I honestly feel like I knew at some point that it was about one or the other of those things. But y'all, I love Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I'm going to like this book. The Boy, I almost said The Boy Next Door. That's not right. Just The Boy. The Boy by Tammy, is it Hogue? I think that's how I'm going to say this until somebody corrects me. I think this is about, first of all, I think there are a bunch of these, and it's a detective, maybe some detectives. And I think the boy is dead, and the detective has to solve the murder. And I think maybe like the boy is found dead in their home, and like mom's alive and well or something. I don't know. I think I got this at the church book sale, and we hauled it at the time. And when my mom saw the video, she was like, "Oh, you will love Tammy Hogue, however you say the author's name." And I assume it's a she. I'm going to say it's her. Y'all just correct me, please, in the chat, in the comments. Just fix me. So, yeah, this is not. So these are like light and fun. Not so much this, I don't think. But mom says I'm going to like it, so I'm going to read it, and I'm going to like it. Andy Weir, Project Hail Mary. This I did get. You know what? That makes sense, because I think these were together on my shelf, and this I did get at the church book sale. Someone in the comments, sorry, I can't, y'all, I'm so tired today. I'm just drawing blanks on all the things, but said that they really enjoyed Project Hail Mary and The Martian, and that Andy Weir is a very good writer and very funny, and that I will enjoy this. This was already on my, like, you got to read this books. So I've moved it up, and I'm going to read it soon. I believe that our main character is part of some kind of space mission, like goes to fix something in space, and somehow does he end up, like, whatever he's doing, like he has to succeed to save the Earth? Or something, Save the Cheerleader, Save the World, that one? No, that's different. Anyway, I am going to read Project Hail Mary. Now, I don't have many, I don't know why, well, I do know why. I don't have many serious books in my stacks right now. These are, of course, subject to change. And here's what I know is going to happen. Y'all are going to be in the comments, be like, "Oh, I'm reading such and such." And I'll be like, "Oh, that sounds interesting. Amazon, do you have such and such book?" And then that'll get added to my list. So, Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Y'all, I mentioned this in a recent vlog, not this book, but I had a plan to, I always have a plan, don't I? I had a plan to read books by authors whose books I didn't like. Like I read In a Holidays last Christmas. And that's Christina Lauren, and I did not like it. But people love Christina Lauren, so I was like, okay, I just didn't like that book. Like, I don't think I don't like, and Christina Lauren is two authors. One is Christina and one is Lauren, so I'm never sure how to refer to Christina Lauren, so I just say the whole name. But anyway, I don't feel like I don't necessarily dislike Christina Lauren's books. I just didn't like that one, so I'm not going to, like, write the whole thing off. I'm going to read Love in Other Words, which a lot of people like this book. And I think that our main character is finna get married, and then she runs into the love of her life who broke her heart way back in the day. So, you know what, y'all? I almost said, did I ever tell y'all the story about me and the intern back in the day? But I'm not going to tell that story right now. I might have actually told it. Anyway, he's going to be mad at me. I even mentioned that. So, Love and Other Words, Christina Lauren. We're going to read this. And I'm going to give her like a for real legit, I am going to go into this with an open mind. I'm not going to say I'm going to give her a chance because who am I, right? So I'm going to go into this with an open mind. Icebreaker, we've most definitely talked about. I bought this in Minneapolis on my used bookstore tour. This is just a goofy little rom-com. Everybody loves it. It's a ice skater and a hockey player. And y'all, if you know anything about the politics of ice, so ice is very expensive. And in most places, other than Warroad, Minnesota, ice time is very expensive and very valuable. So the better teams and the like more politically powerful entities get the ice. What am I even talking about? Not everybody lives in Minnesota or places where ice is important. So for ice sports like hockey and ice skating, you have to practice. And you can't just, well, here you can practice in your backyard because it's usually cold. But you need a facility at which to practice. Well, ice facilities have limited time, of course. Like you can only be there from generally like 5 in the morning until 10 at night or something. And so they divide up all of that time between all of the teams and all of the ice skaters. So there's like very like strict competition between the teams and the ice skaters and like all of the people about who gets the ice when. I don't know much at all about this book, but when I see an ice skater and a hockey player, I assume that it has something to do with competition for ice time. I could be completely wrong, but if the person who wrote this grew up in a small town where there's limited ice and limited ice time, that's what it's about. So anyway, what am I even talking about? I might need a nap. Twisted Love, I know we've talked about this. It may have been on a TBR before and we just didn't get around to reading it. So Alex Volkov is our main character. And he's been through something. I don't know what his damage is, but he's kind of broken. And he's hot, like Hottie McHot. But his brokenness makes him kind of a jerk and makes him not want to deal with relationships and people. But he ends up in some kind of situation like has to take care of somebody, like some female for some reason, like his friend's sister or something. So it's like the whole forced proximity thing. And then, of course, things escalate from there. And I think it's these books that, if this is the series that I'm thinking of, I have heard people talk about the relationships. Maybe it's not these. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Well, you know what? I'm going to read this and tell you if it's these books that people have talked about, that the relationships are, I don't know that it's abusive so much, but they're not healthy. So I'm going to read Twisted Love, and this is there's like 5 of these. Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, Twisted Lies. Yeah, y'all, that does not sound healthy. I'm stoked for this. So, Twisted Love. Lessons in Chemistry. Okay, I'm the last person to read this book. I know it. Everybody was reading this book like 2 years ago. And it's about a chemist, like a scientist back in the 60s. And she's female. So the issues that she dealt with because of gender-based discrimination back in the day. But y'all look, I got the British cover. It's so much better than the American cover. So I love it, and I'm going to read it. I've been meaning to read it forever, and it just never made it off the shelf. But, so I got it, and it's going on the TBR. This we most definitely talked about. This was in, not a book haul, this was tags. This was in my end of the year book tag. I can't remember why, but this is steampunk, and it is Soulless. It's the first book in the Parasol Protectorate series. Y'all look at that. I can't help showing that off. It's so cute. But again, a friend of the channel, and sorry, I can't remember who it was, said that they read all of the books that their daughter recommended. I believe it was their daughter recommended these books to them, and they read the entire series, and that it was very much fun. And I believe it was a female who commented, so I'm going to use female pronouns. I'm sorry if it was a dude, but she said that she really enjoyed the books and that it was a fun read. So now I'm super excited. I mean, I was kind of excited before, but I was like, where did I find this and why do I want to read it? Because I'm a little bit obsessed with wanting to read this. But now I'm very excited again to read this. So, and y'all, it's another series to get all wrapped up in. So, Soulless. And I've said nothing about this. So it's steampunk, and I believe that she has no soul, and maybe that she's some kind of maiden in her society. I know I've still said nothing. I'm just saying words that I really don't know a whole lot about. So, Soulless. We're going to read that. Johnny. I said that I was going to end this year and start the new year with some Johnny Kavanagh. This is book 2 in the Boys of Toman series. Johnny is the first boy that we meet. So we meet Johnny, and then I think Joey is the next ones, who is 6, I think. And then Gibbsy is the next one. I think there are 6 books. Anyway, so far. So we read Binding 13 and fell in love with Johnny Kavanagh. So now we're going back and we're going to read Keeping 13. So these are based in a secondary school, a private secondary school in Ireland. And Johnny Kavanagh is one of the main characters. He is a rugby player who is destined for the big leagues. When we meet him at the beginning of Binding 13, he's hurt. We know that he's hurt very badly, and that it could be like that his injury is threatening his professional career. So he meets this little girl named Shannon, who is dirt poor, comes from a family that is abusive and neglective. Neglective, is that a word? Who is a family that abuses and neglects her. And they fall in love, and we fall in love with them, and I love them, and I love all of their friends and the interaction and the banter. And y'all, I just loved Binding 13. So I can't believe I waited this long for Keeping 13. And along those same lines, so that's all my physical books so far, but along those same lines, let's talk about I cannot believe that I waited this long to read Hellbent, which I'm going to stick up here somewhere. I devoured Ninth House. Now, I know that I was like the third from the last person to read Ninth House. I know that I didn't read it when it first came out. I'm not trying to act like I'm that cool, but I devoured it. I loved it. I loved the characters. And y'all, you want to talk about a cliffhanger of an ending? Oh my sweet goodness. If I had not rolled out of that book and straight into Christmas reading, I would have rolled straight into Hellbent, which is out now in hardcover and will be out in softcover, I believe, sometime in January. But that seems like too soon. I don't know. Anyway, it's out on Kindle. So I'm going to get it on my Kindle and I'm going to read it because I need to know what happens. So I will be getting Hellbent for certain on my Kindle and reading that. And that's about it for my current TBR transitioning into the new year. Let me know what books I'm missing that I need to be reading. Let me know what you're reading. And let me know, like, have you been reading Christmas books and now you're ready for new books? Did you even stop reading regular books and start reading Christmas books? Or is that just me? I don't know if that's what normal people do, but that's all I got for you, y'all. I probably won't see you again before New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So y'all, as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. It means the world to me. I hope that you have all had a fantastic 2023, and I hope that 2024 is all that you hope that it will be. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we're most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week, with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.